Alright, what's up, YouTube? Daniel back here for another video. So if you don't know me, my name is Daniel, and I help people with bettering and reaching their peak self through nutrition over the things I've learned for the past 8 years, reversing and managing my psoriasis drug free, helping people as well to basically live dependent of dependent from doctors. This is something that I realized is more or less becoming my mission and purpose. I want people to understand that they can be their own doctor. They don't need, someone obviously that is well studied, but in different areas. I would say, in terms of certain conditions, especially autoimmune conditions, doctors don't know what they're talking about. And this is something I realized when I was 21, and that's why I went on this journey. But essentially, this video will be about something I talked with today with someone I met in the sauna actually. So number one habit is talk to strangers always. But essentially, he was in the sauna with me. Someone from my condo. Luckily, I have a good setup here in terms of sauna, steam room, aqua spa, cold plunge. I don't use a jacuzzi, but basically everything I need. I might make a video about that and the setup and how it helps me every morning. But essentially, I was able to talk with this gentleman who's a bit older, and he essentially gave me a quote that I want to share with you guys. That if you guys understand, it's going to be a massive change in terms of how you approach food, especially for those trying to heal. And that is, it is not how the food tastes in your mouth, but how the food tastes in your stomach. So very short, very sweet, but essentially if you understand what I just said, it will change everything for you in terms of nutrition. And what basically means is that what matters more is how your stomach reacts to the food you're eating and not how your mouth reacts to it. So essentially, everyone nowadays is super keen and focused on, oh, it doesn't taste good. Like, oh, but like, I can't do it because it doesn't taste good. Like, why does it like feel this way? Like, why is the texture like this? Like, it looks weird, it looks gross. And people are always need the appeal or the visual appeal or, the taste of it. There has to be something appealing about what you're eating. And what people don't understand is that your stomach doesn't like recognize or understand, like, doesn't care about appeal. It cares about basic nutrition and efficiency in what it's eating. So if you're looking for the appeal, everything that's appealing and has like gives you that, basically everything that glitters isn't gold, and that is especially true with food. Everything that looks like the best, like, oh, you see all these pictures of like food and like the Big Mac and like the way they make it look. That's like literally Big Mac is literally garbage. We were talking about that today with this gentleman, and essentially, if you're still eating McDonald's, you basically hate yourself. It's something that you shouldn't be eating, consuming. It's basically um, how do I explain it? It's garbage. It's like 70%, I think 80% of the McDonald's bun is sugar, like weighted sugar, and it's just ridiculous what they're able to put in the food and what people they get away with selling to people, and people still buy it because, well, first off, they're drug addicts. Like, they're addicted to the preservatives, the additives in there, and McDonald's knows that, and that's why they're selling at volume and at lower prices, because they're just injecting it with basically additives and preservatives and stuff like that. But anyways, besides the point, the quote I mentioned is essentially what you should be living by, understanding, like I said, that whatever glitters isn't gold, and you have to understand, when I eat something, what actually happens here and not here. Not your tongue, or like what it feels, or like, oh, it tastes so good, like this chocolate cake, or like this sundae, or whatever you're eating. What happens here, and especially happens afterwards, are the two most important things. How it like reacts and sits in your stomach, and then how your digestion goes through, and then also how it comes out. So this is something that's going to help basically change your whole perspective on food. Obviously, there's foods that can do both, give you a good taste and good nutrition, and that would be meat. Animal-based protein is the best. It's going to be the food that's not going to react, that your digestive system's not going to react to, because if you think about it, back in the prehistoric days, hunter-gatherer days, we were only eating meat. Everything we hunted and killed, we ate. There was no sushi. There was no, salads, anything. If you were out in the wilderness, even berries were like, people were like scared to eat berries, and like, oh, like, is this the one that's going to kill us? Like, There wasn't the information we have now, the advancement, the technology we have now to know exactly, what we're eating and what is good and what is not. So understand that your digestive system has been basically evolved to accept this food, and grab all the nutrients from animal-based protein and products. So if you're not having this as your staple, you're basically just going against everything that people before you were doing and helped the human evolution grow. When people were just eating animals, this when humans evolved the most, grew the most, their brain size and basically structure and everything was when it was at its peak. And if you look across all cultures, cultures, let's say in Asia that eat a majority of carbs, rice, stuff like that, you can look at them genetically and see, you know, are they basically, you'd say, big in mass? No, most of them are very short. Most of them really pass 5'6", 5'8". And you can look at other countries that eat a lot of, protein, meat. Countries like in Europe. I'm from Argentina personally. If you go to Argentina, they have a lot of European descent, and they're pretty tall there as well. So if you look at people that eat meat culturally and it's accepted, you just see more genetic advantage. They're just bigger, healthier people, and other people that obviously just have more carb focused or because they plant focused, don't have the best genetics or best composition. So this is not something I'm saying to be prejudiced or racist or anything, but this is just facts. You can look it up, you can read about it, but essentially, yeah, the point is that you have to understand that if it's number one thing you should be worried about is how is this food digesting inside my stomach, and the second thing you can worry about is does it taste good. And once you put more priority on how it's digesting, you're gonna not care as much about how it tastes because okay, this is actually good for me. It's gonna help me where it actually matters, as opposed to oh, this tastes good, but as soon as I eat it, I have gas, I have bloating. People that are lactose and are taking lactose pills, even though they can just avoid the food, but oh, it tastes too good, I can't do it. People, it's so sad that people are just so enslaved by their taste buds. It's very childish the way I look at it, but there's just some people that are destined to live that way and just be controlled by how food tastes, like a small child going to McDonald's. And if you want to be, I thought, that's going to be you, then you just click off this video because, yeah, this is not something that you're going to get any value from. You might even get mad at me for just calling you out, but yeah, if you're still worried about how food tastes and you need it to taste good, then you're still a child. And it is what it is. Maybe one day God will bless you with a situation like He did to me, where He maybe prioritize and understand nutrition more, but maybe you won't, and you just live like that forever. So, anyways, understand this line, understand this quote. This was also, he said, from someone in India, so I'm not sure if they live by this in India, but obviously more props to them. Yeah, this is definitely something I live by unconsciously, but when he gave it to me unconsciously, it's blew my mind, and definitely something I'm going to take away with. And I hope it helps you guys understand a bit more that the importance of nutrition is your digestive system and how food is working there, and not how good it tastes or how it's working once it enters. So if you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Comments in terms of what you think about the quote. If you guys practice that yourself, if you're still in the phase of being addicted to taste buds and how food has to taste, or any other things you liked about the video or don't like, that's fine too. We'll love to hear about that. But anyways, we'd love to hear more from you guys. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll put it in the description box. Other than that, all the best of luck and keep killing it.